Today on Let's Fish TV, we're on an East Texas lake going after largemouth bass. Guys, I think it's going to be a great show. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of cranking. That's right, I think we're going to crankbait all day long and try to catch these fish really schooled up. Let's Fish TV is on the air right now.
Got him!
Look at that big fella right there.
Oh my goodness.
Woo! Look at that slab of rooski.
There we go. There's one. Oh, that's a good one there.
Welcome to Let's Fish TV. I'm your guest host, Todd Castledine, on an East Texas lake. Guys, today we're going after largemouth bass. We're going to be going deep cranking. I think it's going to be a great show. The weather's great, the lake's in great shape. I think this has a whole bunch of fish in it. We will also have this week's fishing report from your local region. We got the boat launched, we're going to get everything set up, and we'll see you out there on the water. Today's deep dive app look on an East Texas lake. Guys, we got beautiful weather. Dead sunny, dead calm. We've checked everything, we've had some rain, but everything is constant. Everything's level. Great time to go crankbait fishing. A lot of times you want wind and things like that. I really looked at the weather today because I wanted it dead calm. It's a lot easier to crank. I think we're gonna have a really good day fishing. Hopefully, we catch some of those big largemouth. Well, we finally got one. We got out here on a little lake, summertime fishing. Try to grab this without actually getting a hook in my hand. Oh, it's tough when they get them all in the mouth, in the head. Not gonna lose them though. We're out here cranking. Summertime cranking, probably my favorite time to go cranking. Heat of the summer, like dead, I mean it's gonna get miserable out here, but that's really when I like to crank. I think that's when the crankbait bites sometimes the best. They get really stacked up. Sometimes in the early summer they get the same way, but usually no one's out here on the lake. That's why I like to come out here, catch some fish. I think we're gonna catch a bunch of fish today. Stay tuned, I think it's gonna be a good show. Not a big one. We're gonna catch some big ones later. It's gonna happen. What's going on is, a lot of times in the morning time, this time of the year, you would think it'd be the best time, but it's actually not. A lot of times you have to let them get schooled up. This is the time of the year they start schooling up really well in the middle of the day. So you can really catch them cranking a lot better during the middle of the day when they start getting all these shad and everything grouped up. I can see little bits of them here and there, little groups of them, but they're not stacked up. It's kind of like waiting on them to start schooling in the middle of the day. They'll start doing the same thing. They'll start doing it underneath the water on these little spots by creek channels and places, and man, when they do, they get stacked up. But for right now, they're just kind of roaming around. You can still catch some, but to really get on them, you want them stacked up.
Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's Lone Star Lakes, brought to you once again by the good folks at Skeleton Optics. Lightweight, super comfortable, world-renowned Zeiss lenses. Use the code, get yours and see the difference. This week, we're gonna start at Lake of the Pines. We're gonna go crappie fishing, and we're gonna start at the bridges. They're the most accessible and easiest to find location that will be holding crappie. Now, when you get there, you're gonna wanna check for a thermocline first thing. keep your baits above that line. When you see that on your electronics, you want to keep those baits above that line. The crappie won't drop below it. And you're looking probably around 18 to 20 feet. Now, use your pilings as your guide and then work off of those in different directions with your electronics to look for locally planted brush piles. Spend enough time around those bridges and you will find your Lake of the Pines crappie. Now, over at Lake Athens, they've got great bass fishing at night, which helps you to avoid the recreational crowd on Lake Athens. Lots of jet skis and wake boats and other stuff during the day, but overnight, you'll have it to yourself with a couple of other fishermen. Go to the dam to start your night with buzz baits and spinner baits. Of course, use your power worm and either blue fleck or red shad around that same location. Then start looking around the edges of the grass that grows out around the docks, the points. It's all over the lake. It'll be easy to find. Work those outside edges with those same baits. You'll catch some nighttime bass at Lake Athens. That's this week's Lone Star Lakes. Check us out on Facebook, Lone Star Lakes.
They're all just spread out now, like, that's good though. There's a bunch of them here. I only made caught 4 or 5 here and left. I didn't even stay here long. Big one. Not a bad one. Thought he was bigger, man. He freaking bowed me up down there. They fight so hard, man. I actually switched rods. I forgot this is my lighter rod right here. This is my 5XD rod. That's what we're throwing, a 5XD. Sometimes I'll throw a 5XD on a 6XD rod, loose 6XD or 5XD. It kind of just depends. This rod's a little bit lighter. They were, it's early in the morning and they're kind of missing it, so I kind of went to a lighter rod just so they'd get it better. It's not that much lighter, but it's a little bit. That one got it good. Not a bad fish. I mean, we're getting bit. It's not as good as it should be, but like I said, we're so early. So we're starting to kind of get them, they're not grouped up. I can see them all out here. I'm not catching them in one spot, and that's really what you want to do. But until they start getting schooled up, I think we're still gonna catch them here and there. Not too bad, 3 fish in a very short amount of time.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lose, Feel the Difference, Strike King, Taiwan, Glacier Outdoor, Outdoors since 1982, Deep Dive, Decode Your Lake.
God, this is fun. Oh, there's a good one. That's what we've been after. That's what we've been after right there, guys. just about to switch too. Just because they're not, like, they're down there. They're not really reacting, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't think, there he is. There's another one, good one. I think. Here she comes up, not a bad one though. I'll catch fish like this all day long. There's just nothing better than catch them on a crankbait like this and get them barely hooked. That's why I went to that lighter rod. I mean, just one little hook on the outside, not even in the inside of the mouth. You know, that's why I go to that lighter rod. Sometimes it's just, like I said, they're just not, I can tell they're not biting hard. I've had a couple bites where they've missed it. I've changed colors. I don't know if that really matters yet. I have caught, I think, 2 on each color now. But like I said, that one barely got it, but that lighter rod sometimes allows you to get that one little hook in them. Not a little bad fish though. So what we got going on here, like I said, it's early in the morning. They're scattered around. A lot of times this time of the year, like to catch them really good, they'll get stacked up. I talked about that earlier. And right now, like I'm just fan casting around and kind of getting random bites here and there, which is good. It's gonna get better. I've been out here before on a lot of these lakes and you'll start seeing action. You know, you'll see a fish school here and there, see bait fish jump. You're not seeing any of that right now. And that's okay. It just means they're not really fired up, they're not schooled up, but it's gonna get better as the day goes on. A lot of people think that morning and evening time is the best. Sometimes in the middle of the summer, that middle of the day is really, really good. A lot of people aren't out on the water. It gets too hot for people when they go in. I swear I love coming out here when it's 100 degrees and those fish just start busting and getting schooled up and you can really catch them. You can have some of those days where you catch 40, 50, 60 a day.
What's up guys, Captain Taylor Burrell here with this week's fishing report down here on the Galveston, Texas. It's been really, really nice. Weather's been beautiful, been flat, calm. Offshore, people have been running real far. They've been doing good on the yellowfin tunas, like the party boats, catching lots of vermilion snapper. We're even catching some closer in than what they're fishing. Man, lots of cobias are starting to show up. Not too many, but a few here and there. The triple tail been really good on weed lines, if you can find them. So the mahi-mahi, we've caught some good 15, 20 pounders last couple of days. Our snapper fishing is doing really well too. A few people, if they're making it out deep enough jigging, they're catching some groupers. On our state water trips, we're doing really good on our snappers. They caught a cobia the other day as well. A few people catching some kingfish in there, more towards the south. On our inshore stuff, we're fishing the jetties. Man, we're catching lots of speckled trout, a few slot redfish here and there, some puppy drum. The big sharks are there. A few people have caught some hammerheads just right outside the jetties. You know, the big sharks, it's their time of year, man. They're chomping really good. Now remember guys, if you want to come fishing down here in Galveston, give us a call, thanks.
There he is. God, this is fun. Oh, there's a good one. That's what we've been after. That's what we've been after right there, guys. Oh, here he comes. Yeah. I mean, guys, this cranking, you know, with everything going on like it is right now, look at that fish. With technology and everything, you can still catch them. You can still catch good ones cranking, guys. Like I said, everything going on. The minnow and technology and spinning rods. Throwing a big old crankbait out there on them, having them loaded up like that, catching big ones. You can catch them a bunch in a row. I mean, look at that fish. Just beautiful fish. And you look at that, summertime. Just healthy as can be, pretty fish. Hitting a 5XD. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, guys. Guys, 5XD. I almost don't need to say anything else. This is a legendary bait. The 5XD and the 6XD are probably the two crankbaits that have caught more fish deep cranking than any other crankbait out there. I still throw them. I still throw them all the time because they still work. They've worked forever. I'm throwing the 5XD because we're in 10 to 11 foot of water. Sometimes this time of the year, they're eating really small shad. So they had the shad spawn in May. Later on in the summer, the shad are really small. Not saying you can't throw a 6XD or a bigger bait, but that 5XD is a little bit smaller. It hits the depth range 10 to 12 foot perfect. Blue and chartreuse, I always catch them on that. I've got some other ones tied on. We're gonna throw them. I've got, usually when I go cranking like this is my other 5XD, okay? I put it on a more natural shad color, real natural. I mean, the contrast between the two is huge. I did that on purpose. If I wanted to throw a white one, I'm not gonna have two white ones on. I want to throw something different. When they stop biting one, I want to throw something so different that they're like, hey, they haven't seen that. So that's really what I'm doing. I've got my gravel dog. That's gonna be when we go cranking a little bit shallower. It'll get down to 10 foot, but for right here, it might be a little too deep. And I'm thinking, well, that color looks like a crawfish. I'm just telling you, in certain water conditions, the shad out here aren't white. They're very translucent. They're like, when they're small, they're very hard to see. This one, watch what happens here later on today. We're probably gonna catch them on this.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there. Power Pole, total boat control. Balls Out, made in the USA, heavy-duty mounts for your fish finders. Rely on what powers you.
Got one on the old gravel dog. I told you I was gonna catch fish on this later in the day. I knew it. There he is. On the old gravel dog. Slow and steady out here. Just catch them on every Strike King crankbait, it seems like. I knew, like I said, man, you just kind of keep switching colors. You know, when it's slow, when they start to heat up. Oh, my pliers aren't that good. But until then, still have a really good day. I don't think I'm losing too many of these fish. I don't think I've lost a fish all day. Not a big one, but still, got me another one on that crankbait. This is all new gravel dog. You know, we designed this bait kinda to do the whole rock thing. That's why it's called the gravel dog. So you throw it around in a lot of rock and stuff, but in doing so, we realized it was a very, very weedless bait. Small bait, big bill on it though. It doesn't pull hard, it just has that bill so it deflects off things. So if you notice, I'm throwing it around. There's grass out here, there's all kinds of things, I'm not getting hung up at all. So really, really good bait, especially when they're after that really, really small forage. It's been a really very under the radar bait for the last year or two. I think it's only 2 years old, if I remember right. Really good little bait. Great. Oh, I got him. He's not big. I think I had one on and then that one ate it. Switched up colors again. Like I said, I mean, they're still not hitting it great. I barely got this one. I didn't even really get this one in the mouth. Like I said, we still haven't been out here very long in the day. Still caught a pretty good little group of them though. I'll throw it back out there. See if I can get one more. Oh yeah, they're right underneath us. You know, a lot of times this time of the year, what's going on, if you noticed, I was really worried about them really close. It seems like that's what's going on. I'm catching a lot of fish and bringing the school to you. We always knew this without live scope, because you'd catch one far out there, and then maybe the next one after that you catch a little closer, next one after that you catch a little closer, next thing you know they're underneath the boat. So a lot of times you'll drag that school to you and you kind of break them up. Now, sometimes that happens, sometimes it doesn't. It's just one of those things. I could tell right there like they were right underneath the boat. So when I caught that fish, I brought the whole school to me. And a lot of times that's what's happening when it's not feeding, it's not going good. And you're catching one here, one there, you're kind of moving them around. When they get going and they get piled up, you won't bring them there. They'll stay in that one spot and you can just keep throwing in there over and over and over again. There you go. Got one on the old gravel, dog. I told you I was gonna catch fish on this later in the day. I knew it. You know, it's been a great day out here. Caught a ton cranking today. Caught them on 5XDs, caught them on the gravel, dog. I mean, it's just been a heck of a day cranking right here in the middle of the summertime. Guys, go out there, get you a crankbait, tie it on, 8 to 10 foot of water, creek channels, points, things like that. You'll catch a bunch of fish this time of year. All right, let's let this fish go. After this, we're gonna get back to the boat ramp. I'll show you a little bit more about what we're throwing today and what we're using as tackle and bait and rods, reels, the whole setup, guys.
Let's Fish TV is proudly backed by Lowrance, the ultimate fishing system. Alabama beaches. You'll get it when you get here. Fish tips. Connect with the experts to find fish fast. Here's today's Right Stuff, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
All right, guys, today we caught them cranking, 5XD. The Strike King 5XD has been a staple in the crankbaits market for years, and it still catches them. This thing right here might have caught more fish than any other crankbait alive. It's amazing. What I was doing today, they were in that 8 to 12 foot of water, and that crankbait hits that perfect. It catches small ones, it catches big ones. I had 2 of them tied on. I always do that when I know I'm gonna go cranking. And you might be surprised. I always go really bright. And I throw this right off the bat. One, it's really good in the morning time. They can find it, they can get it. It's low light conditions, okay? So I always have that. Plus, it usually catches the most active ones. And that's what I'm really going after. As you notice throughout the day though, I would switch to this one. This is a green gizzard, 5XD. I throw this a lot of times because it's a totally different look. So much more subtle. The water's not really clear, but that way when I get them fired up, or if I've thrown the 5XD and the blue and chartreuse, it showed out today. I mean, this has been a staple in almost all of our tackle boxes for years, and it will continually be one. It was a great day catching them cranking. This is what I really like to do. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the show. Join us next week on Let's Fish TV.